Good morning, everybody. We're going to get into our next topic of Unit 2, which is looking at cultural expressions as a response. As always, please take a look at these first two slides as it goes over exactly what we will be learning about in this activity. But let's get the ball rolling here. So what are the functions of cultural expression? Well, we've already discussed this a lot so far in the course from several different perspectives. It's with a focus on expressions that are deemed socially acceptable and are easily understood by the public. So it's what we know, what we understand, what we see day to day. So this could be festivals, foods, dance, music, and these are all forms of expression of ours or others' cultures. So you can see here's an example of Raja during season 7's RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars, demonstrating a traditional dance from her background from Bali. So occasionally cultural expressions come in a form that may not mesh with the status quo, so may not mesh with what we know, what we see, what we do every day. This could be a way of challenging society norms, forcing a spotlight on existing power dynamics that are already in our society and in our day-to-day. It could be a response to manifestations of oppression. It could highlight issues regarding equity and social justice. It could also be a response to transformative shifts and may themselves spark transformations. So what do we mean by transformative shifts? Sometimes you hear this in history called a turning point. This is a critical moment or event that changes the course of history. This could be caused by things such as social, economic, or political forces. And this shift has the impact that forces change globally and within a community. Often there's a huge catalyst or a huge moment for the development of the movement that mobilizes support for or in opposition to events. So this could be prompting expressions of cultures that also react to the events. So some examples of these transformative events that help to evoke or start cultural change. We see apartheid in South Africa, the Cultural Revolution in China, or the Arab Spring, which is imaged here to our right. So social movements inspire cultural expressions. So cultural expressions to affect change in our society is what really a social movement is. It is used to deliver a message, express resistance, and promote activism. These are examples of an expression of culture outside of just what we've been talking about, dance, song, or art. So having sit-ins, standoffs, or protests. For example, the Black Lives Matter protest that happened in London. Other cultural expressions that contain messages that are different to the mainstream are worth acknowledging. So it's worth acknowledging social movements because it's important in the elements in cultural change. So these challenges to the norms of society are as important to the understanding of culture as the norms that we live every day themselves. So for example, looking at apartheid in South Africa, I did include here an example of a definition of what apartheid means in case you don't know. So this resistance to the oppressive policies were expressed through various means. So actions such as physical protests, powerful literature, visual arts, music, and new philosophy on anti-violence by Nelson Mandela and Stephen Biko were all expressions that are responses to a transformative event that happened. So in Africa, there was apartheid came with the separation and discrimination based on race of Black Africans versus white Africans. So what I would like you to do, and this cannot be found in the course content pages, the red ones, is I want you to look at the article found here, which I'll open in a second, and you'll pick one of the social movements in the article and answer the question. So one of the social movements, you will have to pick an individual that supported it. So how does the individual you choose and their social movement they started still have impact in today's culture and society? And what do you think our society would be like if they never had started the social movement to create the cultural shift or transformation? So when you click this link, and it will be in our daily post as well, it's going to take you to this Global Citizen article. And you can even use Google Read and Write to read it through you for you. You can listen to the article here. It's totally up to you. But there's different sections, such as women's rights to vote. So we have Emmeline Pinkhurst, Susan B. Anthony. If we go to civil rights movements, Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X, LGBT rights movements, Brenda Howard, Harvey Milk. So you're going to go through, pick a topic. So let's say I wanted to do internal resistance against apartheid. I picked Nelson Mandela. I'm going to read this quick, very fast blurb of what happened to Nelson, what he did, what he supported. And then in a discussion post, I'm going to answer these 2 questions here. Okay, so I'm going to open that discussion post now. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please reach out. And as always, you can access me during my office hours. I do have that 3:00 appointment too, if you have a different class during my office hours times. But I am here to support you. Just keep reaching out when you need help.